At the beginning of the film, we see the main character named Eddie Mora, a failed writer who dreams of that very book capable of making him famous and rich. He spends all his time writing it, and for several weeks now, he's been experiencing writer's block and can't write even a couple of pages because all his thoughts hit an invisible wall beyond which there's nothing but emptiness. Later, he meets with his girlfriend, who says she wants to break up with him. She's tired of paying his bills and hopes for better. Eddie himself was sure everything was fine between them, and that one day they would get married.
Cleaning lady, bank.
But Lindy is adamant and believes everything is over between them. Devastated by this news, Eddie leaves the cafe and on the street runs into his ex-wife's brother named Vernon. He immediately notes that the guy looks homeless, and Eddie, trying to save face, assures him he has a contract and is completely immersed in work with no time for himself. Such an explanation doesn't convince his brother-in-law, and he suggests Eddie grab a drink. Vernon admits he hasn't been in touch with his sister for a long time because she moved out of state. And Eddie shares that during all this time, he hasn't written a single line and is falling further and further behind schedule. Then Vernon, who works at a pharmaceutical company, offers help in the form of a special pill capable of engaging the full potential of the human brain at 100%, since humans only use 30%. But Eddie refuses, especially since he has nothing to pay for the drug, which costs $800. But his former brother-in-law simply gives him the pill, leaves a business card, and leaves. He looks at the pill and realizes he has nothing left to lose, and he decides to take the drug. The pill works instantly, and encountering the landlord's wife on the landing demanding payment for rent, Eddie in a matter of seconds reads her condition and understands she has a problem at college. He sees uncertainty and confusion in her eyes. While she yells at him, he notices a book in her bag and realizes the girl is studying law.
That's none of your business.
Something wrong in law school?
How do you know I'm in law school?
The stream of knowledge that had been stored in his subconscious for years begins to form into clear thoughts, and having calmed her down, he even helps compile the necessary notes.
In 45 minutes, it was a polished gem. She was pleased.
Returning to his apartment, Eddie realizes he's living in a real pigsty, and if he wants to bring order to his mind, he'll have to start with the surrounding chaos. Energy literally overwhelms him, and having finished cleaning, he decides not to stop and immediately sits down to write his book. Words themselves line up into coherent, precise sentences, and having worked until late at night, Eddie falls asleep. But in the morning, he realizes the abilities have disappeared, and everything that yesterday seemed limitless has been reset. However, something remained. He shows the written text to